Welcome to Television Sydney News. I'm Alex Pleffer. It's great to have you with us. In today's bulletin, women paint an anti-violence mural in Campbelltown, a Penrith fitness manager prepares to walk the Kokoda track, and an exhibition on living with a disability opens in Casula. But first, graffiti murals were painted and candles lit at a skate park in St Clair this week in honour of 15-year-old Hayden Burns, who was stabbed to death on his way to work in Minchinbury on Monday morning. To the horror of the grieving teenagers who have gathered at the skate park, Penrith Council has said the park must be cleaned. Penrith Mayor Greg Davies said he understood the teenagers' grief, but that the graffiti had to go because the council had a policy and was concerned about safety. He said candle wax melted onto the ramps was a slip hazard for skaters. Glenorrhea Cricket Club members are expecting to receive a repair bill of more than $10,000 following an attack by vandals on their clubhouse function room. Large rocks thrown at the Pavilion Community Centre at Les Shaw Oval last month smashed glass doors and windows and damaged a microwave, refrigerator and fire extinguisher. Repair works at the centre are now finished, and Hornsby Council has since agreed to increase security patrols at the ground. And a new mural in Queen Street, Campbelltown is promoting love over violence. The mural by Indigenous women is a call for love, respect and harmony, and includes flowers in its design which were traditionally used to heal deep grief.
With the central figures of the mural is the woman, and she has children that she actually has under her arms, and that's part of their spirit children as well. The mirrors above the top also too, we wanted a reflective component of this, so the mirrors are where Aboriginal women can come and reflect on who they are. The idea of the lyrebird is because the lyrebird is the totem of the Dharawal people, who are the initial custodians of this land we're on today, and it means peace between peoples.
The painting outside the Benevolent Society office is a project of the Macarthur Indigenous Women's Leadership Program, which aims to build leadership skills.
The ultimate aim of this is that women take their rightful place as leaders in their community. Now this can be in small ways or quite large ways. For instance, some women might want to take a bigger voice in education of their children, in the running of their land council, in particular projects that they have in mind in the community.
The graduates from this year's program will be back next year to present workshops to new women who sign up. A Muslim group that tried to build a mosque on environmentally protected land in Minto now wants to build a craft studio instead. The land is not zoned for a religious building, so the Australian Muslim Welfare Centre wants to build a studio for a private tenant who makes Bangladeshi cultural handicrafts. But the group hopes the property will be rezoned in the next few years to allow for a mosque to be built. Cogra Council and Sydney Water have both refused to accept responsibility for a bad smell in Beverley Park. The council says its reclamation plant, which transforms sewage into clean water, only leaks small amounts of air, and the more likely source is Sydney's water sewerage pumping station on Ramsgate Road. However, Sydney Water says the EPA has reviewed data from the pumping station and is satisfied that it is not the culprit for the bad smell. Hurstville Council has urged home renovators not to undertake any unauthorised building works after a licensed builder was fined $14,000 in the Land and Environment Court. The builder carried out works beyond the scope of the development consent. Mayor Steve McMahon said the judgment sent a message that everyone must adhere to the council's development controls. Designs for the upgrade of the Northern Road between Narellan and Bringelly have been released, and planners are asking for public comment. Camden MP Chris Patterson said the road would become one of the most important in the South West Growth Centre, and the upgrade should improve safety and travel times. The design can be viewed at Narellan Library and Narellan Motor Registry until December 16. Wattle Grove residents have started the 1,000 Signs to Save Liverpool campaign in opposition to a proposed freight terminal at Moorebank. Ray Van Lieshout and Roy Carter have already erected about 65 signs on properties and businesses in the area. But the pair wants more volunteers to help reach their goal of 1,000 signs. Some survivors of the Quakers Hill nursing home fire are finding it difficult to find a new place to live. A spokeswoman for the operator of the now closed Principal Aged Care Centre said 64 of the 87 former residents had been placed in nursing homes in Blacktown, Fairfield, Parramatta and Penrith. Most of those homes are now full, meaning some of the remaining 12 residents still being treated in hospitals may need to move out of the area to find suitable aged care. 11 people died in the November 18 blaze. Residents are going hungry in order to pay their skyrocketing power bills, staff at Anglicare's Penrith branch have said. Support Services Program Manager Kylie Jorgensen said people were turning up starving. Since last year, Anglicare has been applying to the New South Wales Department of Trade and Investment for special vouchers to give to clients in need of emergency assistance. Penrith Anglicare has paid about $18,000 in power bill relief since January. Penrith Fitness First Manager Shane Hodgins is in training for his walk of the Kokoda track, planned for April 2013. While Kokoda is something he's always wanted to do, this walk is for Jamie, his 6-month-old niece who died in December last year from sudden infant death syndrome. Mr Hodgins aims to raise as much money and awareness through the trek as he can.
There's a lot of people when I say, oh, I'm doing the Kokoda for Jamie to raise money for SIDS and kids, they don't fully understand what SIDS is. And these are people that have obviously got young children themselves, so they don't understand the dangers and the potential causes of this. So if I can raise as much awareness about it and even just trigger somebody that says what SIDS to go and to Google it, look on the SIDS kids website, and then maybe go, hey, I should get one of those, those scanners or those monitors for my kid. At least then we can maybe save some lives that way as well.
Mr Hodgins said Jamie's sudden death was the second time his family had been touched by SIDS, which also claimed the life of nephew Gary 15 years ago.
It was challenging to say the least the first time. I was only about 9 years old when it first happened, so didn't fully understand. Obviously my older brother was pretty devastated. When it happened a second time, it was kind of surreal. It was like it wasn't actually happening, because obviously we didn't think it could happen again.
For more information, visit the SIDS and Kids website, or to donate, visit Shane's Everyday Hero webpage. Young Jacob King from Kingswood got the surprise of his life last week when 12 Panthers players turned up as he underwent his 100th blood transfusion at Nepean Hospital. The 12-year-old lives with a blood disease, and Panther fullback Lachlan Coote said he was honoured to support the young fan and bring a smile to his face. Coote says the players are inspired by Jacob's resilience. Actor Eric Bana, singer Stan Walker, police and politicians have helped open a new Youth Off the Street centre in Macquarie Fields. Named after TV presenter David Koch and his wife Libby, the $7.2 million Koch Centre for Youth will provide support services and activities for the area's youth. Father Chris Riley says young people will be able to wash clothes, attend cooking or parenting classes, be fed and find help with matters such as job seeking or court cases. And it seems West is best if you're looking for the best greengrocer in Sydney. Sydney Markets has crowned Minchinbury Fruit Market the Metropolitan Greengrocer of the Year. The award was decided by mystery shoppers who marked 10 finalists on store cleanliness, recipes, staff appearance, manner and product knowledge. The Garchi family opened the market in 1960 and 8 members of the family are still working for the business. To sport, and Picton motocross sensation Megan Rutledge has been named the Australasian Women's Rider of the Year and Rookie of the Year at the Australian Dirt Bike Magazine Awards. The 16-year-old exploded onto the senior scene this year with wins in the state and national women's titles. In March, she plans to check out the US motocross scene, and she hopes to be the Women's World Champion within 3 years. And 15-year-old softball player Hayden Matthews has been named this year's Male Athlete of the Year by the Western Sydney Academy of Sport. The Smithfield resident and Westfield sports student was honoured to win the award, which carries a $5,000 scholarship. Hayden has been selected in the Australian Under-17s team for a friendship series against New Zealand. And in other news, Camden artist Rebecca Barnett Clement worked hard on her HSC art project, and now the state government has decided to buy it. The former Camden High School student used special oil pencils for the 5 tall panels to ensure the art would last 100 years. She has received an offer from the Department of Education and Training to buy the 5 panels to hang in its William Wilkins Gallery that features more than 600 HSC artworks from the 1970s onwards. And a new exhibition documenting the everyday lives of people living with a disability will open at Kazula Powerhouse on Saturday. Fairfax media photographer Simon Bennett collaborated with Hinchinbrook photographer Jessica Bustamante to produce a series of shots after spending a week with the Junction Works. The exhibition, titled Junction Life, features 15 people in black and white portraits and documentary-style photographs.
The Junction Life exhibition is about a series of black and white images that show people living with a disability on a daily basis. It shows great human emotions, how they go about their lives, and the aim of the project was just to try, for myself personally, to try and learn something. So when people view these pictures, I hope they can try and learn the same things that I learnt while shooting them.
Miss Bustamante said she wanted to capture the personalities of the clients at the Junction Works.
Basically the aim was just to show them, you know, just as anybody else doing whatever they do, and just their characters and their personalities. They were so charismatic and just so much fun every day to just go and hang out with them. It was fantastic.
The exhibition is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily until January 15. That's all we have time for today, but for more information on any of these stories, visit tvs.org.au or pick up your local Fairfax newspaper. I'll see you next time.